Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you some news. Princess Catherine and King Charles attended church as she captivated hearts with poignant words. An insider source has reported that Princess Catherine has confirmed her participation in the Christmas service, where she would once again play the piano as she did in 2022. The staff and the princess are hastily preparing for the occasion, with just 1 month remaining. A member of the Wales family remarked that Catherine's decision to attend church yesterday, despite the likelihood of being photographed, certainly indicates her sufficient health to travel to Scotland. Amidst the serene, undulating hills of Scotland, the little, cunning kirk serves as an emblem of tranquility and heritage for the royal household. Princess Catherine made an unexpected appearance near Balmoral Castle. Since her cancer diagnosis in March, everyone around her had closely monitored her every move with apprehension, but no one imagined the events that would transpire on this tranquil Sunday morning. The congregation assembled early, comprising local residents and royal enthusiasts who had travelled from distant locations, eager to see the princess.
Since her diagnosis, her interactions with the public have been extremely rare, including Wimbledon in July, a heartbreaking video message during the Olympics, and now the peaceful church service in the Scottish countryside.
Numerous individuals were apprehensive regarding anticipated outcomes. Would she seem delicate? Will this be a different, succinct, courteous appearance, or something far more substantial? Upon Catherine's arrival in the company of King Charles, the crowd's whispers subsided. She exhibited elegance and composure, yet there seemed to be an unmistakable distinction about her. She appeared more resilient than anticipated, yet the burden of recent months remained evident in her gaze.
This did not constitute merely another royal obligation for her. The moment itself held significance.
The church resonated with gentle echoes of hymns as the service commenced, the atmosphere laden with reverence as those in attendance took their seats in the pews. An overwhelming atmosphere permeated the room, as if those there were collectively holding their breath while anticipating a significant event. As the ceremony was drawing to a close, Catherine took an unexpected step. She rose and proceeded to the forefront, each step intentional. A collective pause ensued as she pivoted to confront the crowd. "This may give you chills," she said, her voice serene but imbued with a palpable strength that resonated throughout the cathedral. "I wish to express my gratitude to all of you for your prayers. Your benevolence and belief in me have bestowed upon me greater power than I can articulate." The room became silent. Her comments, uncomplicated yet imbued with profound emotion, resonated profoundly. "This will evoke chills in everyone," someone murmured. The atmosphere was tangible, and the princess's appearance appeared to command a profound communal quiet among everyone there. In that moment of silence, the whole significance of her journey became apparent. As Princess faced the congregation, the atmosphere throughout the church altered. All present in the auditorium began to resonate with the unforeseen nature of her message and the gravity of her remarks. For a period of time, the public had been watching the princess battle her sickness with poise. However, at this modest chapel in the Scottish countryside, they were witnessing something profoundly personal. Her voice, initially quiet, resonated through the small stone construction with an authority that surprised everyone. She said, her gaze sweeping across the room filled with both acquaintances and unfamiliar individuals. "I have dedicated a significant portion of this year to introspection, regarding existence, kinship, and belief. It has been a period of adversity, yet also one of profound gratitude." She articulated her thoughts with a measured and intentional speech, creating a nearly unsettling silence in the room. This particular moment required no grandeur. It represented a moment of unadulterated honesty. She stated, "The warmth and encouragement I have received from all of you, from my extended family, and from strangers all over the world, have bestowed upon me something that I had never before been aware of, for which I am eternally grateful." These words affected the group, but their vulnerability did too. Her cancer diagnosis shocked the nation, leading to months of speculation on her well-being and future. In this pivotal moment, she opened up about her experiences, not as a princess, but as a human who faced her most challenging times. Subsequently, in a voice barely greater than a whisper, she uttered a statement that instilled chills across the audience. "I have discovered that faith manifests not in our most robust moments, but in those instances when we experience vulnerability. In those fleeting memories, we have to hold on to hope, as it will sustain us." Her comments resonated, leaving the assembly profoundly affected. Some exhibited tears in the corners of their eyes, while others remained in astonished silence. However, one aspect was evident. This was not a typical royal engagement. Those who were fortunate enough to attend experienced an intimate moment. As she was about to begin retreat, she remarked, "It is moments like these that underscore the potency of hope and faith. Thank you so much for assisting me in locating it." With that, she resumed her seat, leaving the congregation gasping in astonishment at the discovery they had just observed. Upon Princess Catherine's return to her seat, an atmosphere of subdued reverence pervaded the surroundings. The congregation stayed seated, absorbing the profound moment their group had just encountered. It was not merely the words she uttered, it was the vulnerability that lay underneath them, the profound emotion that permeated the room. However, just as the ceremony appeared to have attained its emotional zenith, an unforeseen event transpired that would provoke discussion long after the attendees departed the kirk. A momentary pause occurred as the minister readied to conclude the ceremony. The customary formality of the event seems nearly inconsequential following Kate's impassioned speech. However, a solitary voice disrupted the silence. A gentle, timid humming commenced from the rear of the church, resonating with the melody of an ancient song familiar to many there. It was an anthem of optimism and resilience under challenging circumstances. Gradually, others participated, their voices merging into a hauntingly exquisite chorus. As the hymn intensified, it seemed the church's walls reverberated with the congregation's shared emotion. The melody was simultaneously calming and overpowering, creating the illusion that time had ceased. Many experienced tears in their tear glands, while others embraced their loved ones more tightly. The occurrence was unplanned, yet it felt instinctive, as if this impromptu show of solidarity was destined to transpire. Emotionally stirred by the incident, Catherine lowered her head and clasped her hands before returning to her seat. King Charles, standing beside her, caught her gaze. The two exchanged a glance that conveyed profound meaning. Spoken communication was unnecessary. Both individuals were contending with personal health issues, with Charles discreetly confronting his battle with cancer. They bore a private burden collectively, yet in this environment of optimism and confidence, they exchanged a tacit understanding. As Catherine took a seat, Charles tenderly grasped her hand, offering a comforting squeeze. The song's power appeared to envelop both of them, as it did all others present in the room. For a period of time, the public observed their profound personal struggles. Nonetheless, in this moment, they transcended their regal status, embodying two individuals drawing fortitude from religion, akin to those surrounding them. The hymn persisted for what seemed like an eternity, yet everyone else wished for its conclusion. The atmosphere was laden with profound emotion that penetrates the spirit. For years to come, people would recount this communal occurrence in subdued whispers. It was not merely a church service, it represented an occasion that transcended tradition and nobility, uniting those there in a manner which spoken words could not adequately express. As the final notes of the hymn dissipated into quiet, no one immediately stirred. A momentous event had transpired, one that they would retain long after exiting the chapel. The encounter transformed Catherine and Charles, their expressions gentle yet determined as they prepared to depart. It's unclear what will happen next, but it's certain that anyone who witnessed this moment will always remember it as a truly chilling moment. As the ceremony concluded, the atmosphere throughout the kirk remained imbued with the palpable emotion of the preceding events. People slowly rose from their seats, appearing hesitant to disturb the enchantment created by Princess Catherine's remarks and the spontaneous hymn. For those nearest to the royal family members, this day transcended the service. It symbolized the resilience exhibited by Catherine and King Charles throughout their most challenging times. As they emerged from the church, Catherine and Charles became the center of attention. The two ambled alongside each other, their bond now more apparent than ever. It was beyond mere regal unity. It was profoundly personal. Both individuals had endured trials that challenged their fortitude. Catherine and Charles halted briefly on the church steps, sharing a few hushed words audible only to themselves. They possessed a profound understanding, a mutual experience transcending titles and public engagements. While they stood there, an extraordinary event occurred. A girl little older than 8 approached the members of the royal family. She grasped a little bunch of flowers in her hands, quivering slightly as she advanced. Catherine grinned genuinely and crouched, accepting the flowers from her. "Thank you," she expressed gently, her tone imbued with appreciation. The girl, her eyes filled with wonder, stuttered, "You are exceedingly courageous, Your Highness." For a brief moment, Catherine appeared surprised by the remark. But then she grinned once more, this time with a subdued resolve. "You exhibit courage as well," she remarked, her voice scarcely audible. The youngster radiated joy, and during that little interaction, it became evident that Kate's resilience extended beyond her own struggle. It was about her ability to motivate others to discover their own bravery. As the vehicle transporting Princess Catherine and King Charles departed from the kirk, the gravity of the events that had just occurred within those historic stone walls became apparent. For the royal household, public engagements had consistently constituted their obligation, yet this occasion was distinct. It felt profoundly personal, nearly excessively intimate to disclose to others. Here they stood, two individuals connected by both lineage and situation, at the intersection of their personal conflicts and societal responsibilities. For Catherine, the future was fraught with ambiguity. Although her physicians had confirmed her positive progress following her cancer diagnosis, the emotional burden was unmistakable. Every appearance seemed to challenge her resilience, both physically and mentally. Today, standing beside Charles amid their common challenges, she experienced a revitalized sense of purpose. The battle wounds were evident, yet so was the capacity for resilience that was growing within her. King Charles has experienced the burden of the throne more acutely in recent months. Many in his inner circle observed the impact of his illness, despite its mostly concealed nature. Nevertheless, his sense of obligation remained steadfast. Nothing could have prepared him for the internal and external conflicts that accompanied aging, especially when he watched future generations like Catherine confront their own challenges, despite his meticulous grooming for this position and decades of training to govern the nation. As the vehicle navigated the tranquil lanes of Balmoral, the stillness between Catherine and Charles did not feel awkward. Conscience infused the stillness, providing a brief break from their position's obligations. Charles faced Catherine, his expression tempered by the waning afternoon light. "You performed admirably today," he remarked, his tone subdued yet imbued with authentic pride. Catherine laughed, yet a weight lingered in her gaze. "Thank you," she responded gently, looking out the window at the undulating hills. It seemed to transcend mere service. "Indeed," Charles replied, his eyes tracking hers. "These moments hold greater significance than individuals comprehend. It is the foundation of our strength." Both were aware that this was not going to be their final public examination. The upcoming challenges, both personal and regal, will require them to put in more effort than they have before. News of Princess Catherine's emotional return to the kirk spread quickly. Within hours, photographs of the speech she gave to the assembly, alongside King Charles, proliferated across all media outlets. However, It was not solely the photos that captivated the world, it centered around the profound feeling they conveyed. The royals have historically been considered emblems of strength, elegance, and tradition. However, today they demonstrated something significantly more potent, their humanity. Catherine's vulnerability touched individuals throughout the nation and globally. Responses flooded the social networking site, praising her bravery and transparency in sharing her cancer struggle. Others felt inspired by the silent, sympathetic demeanor of King Charles, aware that he was additionally confronting his own secret struggle with the illness. Their appearance signified not merely a royal engagement, but a warning that hardship spares no individual, regardless of status. "Encountering Catherine today elicited chills," remarked a Twitter user. "Despite enduring significant challenges, she remains resilient and continues to support others." It serves as a lesson that even in our most vulnerable moments, we may discover resilience. Another tweet stated, "The royal household has consistently appeared invulnerable. However, tonight they felt relatable." Catherine's remarks regarding faith and optimism were precisely what the world requires at this moment. They received more than just commendations. Numerous accounts emerged from individuals who had encountered analogous struggles, motivated by Kate's courage. Individuals recounted their own battles with disease, the discovery of optimism during dire circumstances, and the inherent resilience derived from perseverance. For many, witnessing Catherine and Charles confront their own obstacles really resonated. It encompassed not only royal obligation, but also the continuation of life, resiliency, and a steadfast resolve to progress. Subsequent days saw the media meticulously analyze each aspect of the church service, from Catherine's poignant speech to the impromptu hymn that captivated the assembly. No headline could adequately convey the profound effect the tragedy had on its witnesses. For Catherine and Charles, this marked the commencement of a new chapter, wherein their private struggles would increasingly intersect with their public responsibilities. The public sensitivity intensified their bond with the royal family, serving as a reminder that, ultimately, we all happen to be humans. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for the time being.